I'm from Peru. We're officially the culinary capital of South America. We have ceviche, lomo saltado, and spices that will change your life. And 8 years ago, I packed my bags, moved 1,000 kilometers to Poland, and walked into a biedronka for the first time. I was 18 years old and I quickly realized a terrifying truth. I was in the land of potatoes, pork, and a dangerous green weed called Koperek, which is Dill. Today, I'm showing you the absolute struggle of trying to eat like a Latino in Central Europe, or like some people would like to call it Eastern Europe, but just so you know, if you're new, Poles, they hate being called Eastern Europe, they are Central Europe. That's a tip for you. And the one Polish food, they absolutely won my heart. Let's talk about the biggest threat for any Latino moving to Poland, which is basically the herbs. In Peru, we put cilantro, colendra in every single food. It's fresh, it's vibrant, it's just delicious. But my first month in Katowice, I went to a store, I went to Biedronka, and I saw a beautiful bunch of green leaves. I took them home, I chopped them all up, and I threw it all into my dinner. And when I took a bite, it tasted like grass and sadness. To my surprise, that was not cilantro, that was not colendra, that was dill. If you're new to Poland and if you have never lived in Poland or you have never been to Poland, Polish people, they put dill on everything. They put dill on meat, they put dill on potatoes, they put dill on pancakes, they put dill on pierogi, they put dill on soup, they put dill on fish. To be honest, at this point, I'm totally convinced that Polish babies are baptized in dill water. If you're a Latino moving here, please learn the word Koperek, which is dill, so you know what to run away from. Then there is the struggle of finding spices in Poland. Do you have any idea what it's like to try to find a ripe avocado in January in Poland? You can literally use an avocado to play baseball, to play tennis, to play pickleball, or you just wait 3 days until it turns instantly to a black mush. There is definitely no in between. And the spice? Once I literally asked a Polish friend if the dish was spicy, and they said yes, so just be careful. I took a bite, and it was pepper. It was black pepper. Just pure black pepper. Now that I live in Warsaw and I work in tech or like for a tech company, I can definitely afford the Latino Tax. Going to a specialty store to buy a tiny jar of ají amarillo, which is a Peruvian yellow pepper, just for the price of a small car. But trust me, back when I was a student back in Silesia, I was literally living on ketchup and prayers. But here's the plot twist. After 8 years of living in Poland, and at this point I think it's more than 8 years, definitely less than 9, but more than 8, something weird happened to my DNA. And I generally don't know how to feel about it. Like, I really don't know. Like, sometimes I'm like going crazy about it, sometimes I feel sad, sometimes it makes me feel happy, but the cold got me. I literally used to judge the obsession with mayonnaise. Why is there mayo or ketchup on pizza? Why is there a salad that is literally just peas, carrots, and mayonnaise? But to be honest, last Christmas I caught myself craving sałatka jarzinowa, and I have officially chosen a side in the most dangerous gang war in Poland. Kielecki mayonnaise is way better than Winiary. I said what I said. But trust me, moving to Poland at the beginning, it was really a struggle. Like, the first time that I tried Polish food, and like, don't get me wrong, I mean, just so you understand where I come from, or like why I'm saying what I'm saying. Back where I come from the coast, right? And Peru is extremely big. Like, look it up. It's way, way big. We have the mountainside, the coast. We have the jungle side. So we grow everything and anything. We have any kind of spices, any kind of fruits, vegetables, and everything. So, especially me coming from the coast where there's lots of fish, a lot of seafood is eaten there. Everything that is from the sea, it's freshly made, it's freshly out of the sea and right to your table. So moving to Poland, the first time that I tried Polish food, I literally told myself, what did I do? I wanted to go back home so badly because I told myself, this is like, I cannot live in a country where the food tastes like this. But before you attack me, before you tell me go back to your country, in your defense, when I tried Polish food the first time, it was in Galeria Katowicka, which is like a mall center in one of like a fast food Polish restaurant. And the food wasn't really good and I didn't like it. And then I went home and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to survive this. Like, the most important thing for me is food. And I was just really sad, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Because there was and like there is still nothing from Peru or Latin America, mostly in Poland. So it was really a struggle. But then, lucky me, and this is my advice to you: if you know any single Polish person, if you have any Polish friends, somehow make them invite you to their house and make them cook for you. Because the first time that I tried real Polish food was when I went to a professor's from university house, and her mom cooked for us. And I'm telling you, the way I died, like I ascended to sky, like I was like levitating because the food was so good. Because the food in Poland, it feels like very warm, very like homemade, like very like cozy. Like when you eat it, it's like very comfort food, but not like fast food, but like food that your mom would make you, at least in Peru. And my whole perception of Polish food changed. And you must know, I had my family come to Poland, and they've traveled around Europe. And surprisingly, because to be honest, I was surprised, the food that they liked the best around Europe was Polish, because what they always kept saying was that Polish food, it felt like very like homemade food, like very food that makes you happy, like when you are tired, like when you're exhausted, when it's cold outside, and you get home and you eat, it's like, oh, it's like a hug to you, because Polish food is like made from scratch. It's not something that you buy at the store, or it's not something that comes pre-packed and then you pour it into a bowl or like into a casserole or like a pan, and then that's it. No, like no shade to any people from the US or any other countries, but in most of the countries, like people buy everything already pre-made and they just throw it into a pan and that's it. But Polish food is not like that. Polish food takes time. Polish food needs love to be made. It's just very yummy. So after a few years, after 8 years, I learned to love Polish food. And unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, something totally changed in me, and I hate it because like whenever I go back to my country, I'm not saying that Polish food is bland, but it has less flavor or spices compared to Peruvian food or Latin food, I would say. And whenever I go back to Peru, I'm so used to this food that when I go back to Peru, I feel like it has too much flavor, or like it's too salty, because in Poland I don't think they put really salt or spices in the food. So when I go back to Peru, I'm like, this is this is not spicy, because I love spicy food. I'm like, this is too salty, this has a lot of too much of spices, and it's just a bit too much for me. But then it takes me a little bit to warm up to Peruvian food again, and then I love it. And then I come back to Poland, and then I'm like, oh, this food is good. And my favorite ever Polish food is definitely żurek. I could eat żurek every single day, and I'm not kidding. Like, I wish I knew how to make żurek. So if you're Polish, please, I'm begging you, teach me how to make żurek, because whenever anyone visits me from another country, friends or whomever, the first thing that I make them try is żurek, and żurek on chleb, which is like żurek. It's a Polish soup that is made inside of a bread. Like the bread is the shape. The bread has the shape of like a pot, and the soup is inside, and then you eat it, and then you can scrap the bread and eat it. It's like freaking good. I'm very divided. I love Polish food. I think it's really good, but nothing is ever gonna change my mind. Peruvian food, I think, is still the best. We just opened a Peruvian restaurant in Warsaw. Now, actually, we have two, and you really need to try them. If you want to know where they are, just ping me, like send me a DM, and I'll definitely tell you where they are. They're quite good. Also, like when I moved to Poland, like whenever anyone from Peru visits me, for example, my sisters, and the first thing that I do just to mess around with them, like to tease them, I always take them to a supermarket, and I tell them, okay, let's do groceries. Go and check the fruits and the vegetables. And it's always the same reaction. They are so surprised by the things that they have in Poland, or by the things that they don't have in Poland. Because usually when you go to a supermarket, the first thing that any Latino will realize is like their avocados. The avocados are like rocks. And I'm not kidding. It's like a potato. And they eat it like that somehow. I think they don't really know the way it's supposed to be. But for us, that's like... that's a total sin. It's just too much. It's really hard. You cannot eat it. And my sisters, every time that like they saw that, they were like, "What is this? Like, how can you eat this?" And I always tell them like, "Yeah, I know." Also, passion fruit in Poland, bro. I mean, you guys don't have passion fruit, but like passion fruit here, it literally looks like a raisin. It's like so tiny and it's all like wrinkled and like dried. And then you go to Peru and you have these crazy passion fruits that it's like huge and it's also super cheap because we grow everything there. Then we have mangoes here that are also like they feel like a potato, they feel like a basketball because they are so hard, and then they are also expensive. Like one mango here can be like 10 zloty, you know, and then it's the most horrible mango that you will ever taste. But then you go to Peru and of course it makes sense because we grow them in Peru. It will be like 1 zloty or half zloty, and they are so good, so yummy, and we have different types of mangoes. But I want to hear from you, Polish viewers. Defend your food right now down in the comments. Am I wrong about the Dill, Koperek? And to all the expats out there, if you're watching this video, what is the single food or ingredient or spice from your country that you can definitely not find in Poland at all? And once again, guys, we're literally days away from hitting 1,000 subscribers on my channel, which to me is insane. So please hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's video, where I will likely, I still don't know, I'm not sure, I will probably be interviewing a friend from Mexico who moved here around 2 years, almost 3. And she's only living in Warsaw, so I want to ask her about her experience, what she thinks about Poland, if it's been hard, if it's not, if she likes it or not, how is dating life in Poland. So if you're interested in hearing any of that, please hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to please follow my Spotify channel where I also upload my episodes, and also my Instagram where I post different reels and shorts every single day. Muchas gracias por el video, dziękuję. I don't know how to say thank you for watching the video, but... Dziękuję bardzo, do zobaczenia, bye, nos vemos!